I've had a ton of questions from regular viewers of the channel and even from some friends on how to invest in BYD. Now, BYD are in many ways the Tesla of China. They are the world's fourth largest battery manufacturer. They make mobile phones, batteries for mobile phones, they make EV components, and they make EVs, amongst a range of many, many other things. So, getting to the point, how do you invest in BYD if you are in Australia or in the United States? Well, I'll start with Australia first. If you're an Australian, the easiest way to invest in BYD is by opening a CommSec trading account. By far the easiest way, in fact, and in fact the only way I've found in Australia that is really legitimate. There are a number of other online trading brokerages which will enable you to purchase BYD shares, but actually getting those out of that company when you want to sell is another matter altogether. Some of their reviews are incredibly bad. I would say so poor that I wouldn't be willing to take the risk with anyone other than CommSec at this point based on the research that I've done. And I have done quite a lot of research and made quite a lot of phone calls, looked at lots of reviews, and really the only option that I'll consider and the only option that I use at this point in time is CommSec. Now, there's one hiccup here, which is not really that much of a big deal. You do have to fill out a W-8 form, which is a legal US Treasury document required by the Internal Revenue Service that allows foreign investors to claim concessional tax treaty benefits, including a reduced rate of withholding tax. So basically, you do have to fill out a form to trade on the US stock exchange. And that sounds crazy. Of course, BYD, they are a Chinese company, but of course, we're going to be buying BYDDF shares here, which are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. However, they are an over-the-counter stock. You can't directly buy them on the exchange. You have to buy them over the counter, and really the only legitimate way that I've found for Australians to do this is through purchasing them on CommSec. Now, CommSec International Securities Trading Account gives you access to many of the leading global share markets, including the New York Stock Exchange and the London Stock Exchange. In fact, it gives you access to stock exchanges in 25 different countries, including North America, Canada, Asia Pacific, Japan and Hong Kong, but not crucially in China, fortunately, Indonesia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, the London Stock Exchange, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Israel, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Spain, Sweden and Switzerland. So if you want to invest in any German automakers, the only one I would recommend is Volkswagen. The others are trash. Then that's one way you can do it as well. Now, you do have to be 18 years or older to open a CommSec account. So, guys, sorry if you're under the age of 18, you're counted out. Maybe you could get your older brother or your dad or your mum to make that account for you. But I think it's worth it. I mean, think about it this way. The Australian market does offer some good investment opportunities, but really the best opportunities are outside of the Australian market, which only makes up 2% of the global market anyway. So, let's be honest, if you're only investing in Australian shares, there's an entire world of potential you could be tapping into. Now, I should disclose the fact that I'm not in any way paid by CommSec or anyone else to make this video. They should pay me, considering I'm promoting their brand here, but I'm getting nothing. Now, here's how it works. CommSec has a partnership with Pershing LLC, which is a subsidiary of the Bank of New Mellon that provides you access to trade on US and non-US markets, including access to exchange-traded funds, ETFs, through CommSec. Now, once you've opened a CommSec International Trading account, placing a trade is fairly simple. Once you get your head around it, you log into your CommSec account, you transfer the funds into the relevant currency online or over the phone by contacting the International Trade Desk. Sounds complicated, it's actually piss easy, just give them a call and they'll do it for you. You then launch the International Trading Platform to place a trade on US markets, contact the International Trading Desk to place a trade on non-US markets. So if you want to buy BYDDY or BYD, you have to give them a call and then you can place the trade. But actually, calling them is actually fairly easy. I found that of the 3 times that I called them, they answer the phone every time within about 5. The first time was 1 minute, the second time was 3 minutes, and the third time was about 4.5 minutes. So it's pretty quick. And they don't try and get you off the phone. They did have a chat for a while, and they were willing to answer any questions I had. And I had a range of questions about different shares and different share markets as well. And they were pretty good to answer my question. Now, you can view your trades and your holdings online via your international trading account. So you can sort of see where your trades are, how they're going via the online account. Okay, so for Americans, I found the easiest way to invest in BYD was through Robinhood. In fact, Robinhood's quite good for a number of different Chinese stocks. You can purchase CATL, NIO, Xpeng, and also, of course, BYDDY. Now you're probably wondering, why is there two different BYD stocks? There's BYDDF and there's BYDDY. Now, when it comes to comparing the stocks, it can be a little confusing for some investors trying to figure out the difference. They both trade on over-the-counter markets in the US. The difference is that BYDDY is the ADR of BYD stock, while BYDDF is its H shares. The other difference is that BYDDY shares trade at twice the price of BYDDF shares. You can buy any of the stock versions because they represent the exact same company. I've had people contacting me saying they don't want BYDDY shares, they only want BYDDF. And I'm like, why? There's no difference. They're the same thing. It's hard for people to understand this. They are actually the same thing. Don't stress. You can just buy BYDDY because it's actually a bit easier. Now, as for you other people who watch the channel, if you're outside of America or Australia, I'll have a new video coming soon on how you can buy BYD shares. Honestly, the truth is at this point, I'm in the middle of my research and I'm not sure yet which way I would go in terms of my recommendations. I can't recommend a company, like I'm only recommending to you Robinhood or using ComSec because they're the two best options, I believe, in their respective countries, the United States and in Australia. When I find out what I think are the best options for you in Europe and Canada and New Zealand, I'll tell you what they are. Thanks for watching the channel. If you've got any questions, put them in the comment sections below and I'll try to do my best to find you an answer. I hope you've enjoyed the video. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.